2, 1.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of Friday at 420. Thank you so much for streaming our little podcast here. And if you are able, please share it now because we've got some great entertainment coming. The next 40 minutes are going to fly by with nothing but hilarity and embarrassing stories. So please feel free to share that. And don't forget, you can always go to any streaming service, check out previous episodes of Friday at 420. Our special guests today have been on the show before as a couple, and they're still together. What? Who knew? So we're going to get into that and a whole bunch more. Welcome along. First, I got to introduce the panel as I always do. He's my life coach. He's my mentor. And most recently, he's also been my dog walker. Please say hello to Patrick Coppolino.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Patrick. How are you?
Do you have a dog?
Yes, I do have a dog.
You shouldn't call your kids that. They have names.
I have a lovely dog who hates people. So,
really?
Yeah, if you came over, you'd probably get your other hand bitten. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Patrick, let's talk about the elephant in the room very quickly here. There's the elephant in the room. Okay, now we see it. My God, man. What happened?
I broke it. It was avoidable. It's embarrassing.
What did you? What part of it is broken? Because you look like you had your whole arm.
His brain.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked I had to do the whole thing. It's basically, so I'll show you on the hand that doesn't have a cast. It's like I have like 3 fractures, like here and at the bottom of my hand. Yeah, first time I went 31 years without breaking a bone.
And now it's all over. The
and now it's all over.
Done.
It sucks because it's got to be in this for like 6 weeks.
Wow. And you're right-handed?
And I'm right-handed, yeah. And I edit videos. I can't write anything anymore. I can barely put clothes on.
Manolis is just drooling at the opportunity to have this.
Well, he finally has an excuse why he can't help me.
Yeah, he's like, Patrick, can you help me make business cards? Like last night, I'm like, I can't. I would love to. There's nothing I want to do more.
That was last week.
You make business cards.
Last week's show when we found out about the cool business cards, and he's still hounding you.
Actually, and then we saw them. Remember?
Yeah,
because Casey was here and he showed us the cards, and then this happened actually that day.
Wow. So you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'll survive.
I think he broke his hand for me.
Yeah,
despite me.
Despite you,
Mike. I can't play video games.
Yes, he talked to his wife.
You're gonna have to get a life.
Yeah, I have to do something. I don't know.
Damn it! Can you just put the VR thing on and just kind of play with one hand?
I think the cast is shaped perfectly. I can fit the VR controller in it. So I'm gonna live in there for a while.
All right, let's get to our other stalwart on this show. And I have no idea why we invite him back every week, but we do. It's Manolis Zontanos.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Thank you, guys.
Oh, look at a small round of applause there from our guest.
I put a special show shirt on for the show today. It's got ruffles because I feel like it's a sad day. Do you know, Mike? Have you been on the internet?
Yes, I've been on the internet.
Do you know who died today?
No.
Really?
No. Who died?
Oh man, who's gonna tell him?
Norm Macdonald died today.
No way.
Yeah. I thought you knew.
I didn't know. I know. I haven't been on the internet looking up, comedians who are still alive.
I check every day.
What did he die of?
Cancer.
Really?
Apparently
I didn't even know. Did anybody know he had?
Yeah. No.
I didn't know.
He kept it private for like 9 years.
Wow. Oh, that sucks, man. All right. Well, we're dedicating this show to Norm Macdonald, man. He was one of our favorites. Yeah. He was an awesome. I know, Manolis, you've had a chance. Patrick, have you had a chance to meet?
I've never met him actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, Manolis. Forget you, Patrick. Talk to us a little bit about meeting Norm Macdonald.
I just met him briefly because he did Tom Green's show on XSTV.
Okay.
He was like a little talk show that he did, and I didn't get to spend a lot of time with him, but just being there watching him was really cool, and he seemed like a really nice guy. And obviously, Tom has nothing but nice things to say about him. So
yeah.
But yeah, he was awesome. Like I could go on binges just watching his like late night talk show.
And so smart, right?
Like him on Conan's probably the funniest thing ever.
One of the interesting things is I always thought it was fascinating that his brother Neil Macdonald, right, was a CBC reporter for years. Now I don't think he is anymore. You never see Neil, but such a like you could see they're both equally dynamically smart, but Neil was just really serious. And Norm was like, I'm just gonna fuck with everything. But still that smart. And it was always so weird. They seemed so unlike brothers, and yet, you could see where that similar intelligence was resided in them. So anyway, that's tough.
He said something about you, Mace, didn't he, Norm? Didn't he say a tweet about you or something?
Yeah.
Right?
One time he, for Top Comic, when I was in the Top Comic contest, he tweeted the link to my set and said,
Oh, yeah, he shared it.
Yeah, he said, vote for the kid.
Right.
That's wicked.
It's very
That's
nice,
awesome.
although I feel like his Twitter is like famously sarcastic. So,
You never knew whether he was serious or not.
yeah, but I
listen,
appreciated it.
We should, for the benefit of those who don't know, and I don't know who watching wouldn't know, but please, everybody, say hello to our special guests today, Sophie Buddle and Mayce Galoni. Welcome.
Woo!
Sorry we had to
Oh,
start on
okay.
such a downer of a note, but it's pretty devastating for the comedy world. Mayce, Sophie, do you guys have some thoughts you'd like to share on Norm, other than the fact that he told people to watch your set, Mayce?
I mean, yeah, I'd still like the votes. So
Did you end up winning?
no.
Oh, that's even worse. Norm McDonald vouched for you and you still lost?
Didn't he
Yeah.
tweet it when it was too late to vote or something?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
That probably makes sense.
Let's go with that. I don't know for sure if that was true, but
I never met Norm, but I do have a picture with Mike McDonald that I might post and be like, oh, rest in peace to my favorite comedian, Norm McDonald.
That's funny.
A nice Canadian comedian joke, right? That's very cool. Sophie and Mayce, it's great to have you with us. Let's just catch up very quickly before we start playing our game, because I know that's why you're really here, is to play the game. Mace, what are you doing right now?
not
Wow,
much.
good answer.
Yeah. Not a whole lot, but slowly creeping back into stand-up comedy, thanks
Okay.
to mostly
Heavy
to
on the
Patrick
creeping.
Coughlin. But yeah, doing a couple shows now, and then that's kind of it for now.
Very cool. Sophie, I know one of the things you have done, and you're waiting for it to be released, is you have a new comedy special that's going to come out on Crave, right?
Yeah, I do. I had a little bit of trouble with the title because I really wanted to name it "And Frank Was Ugly," but
That's amazing.
everybody said no, so now it's gonna be something stupid.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
I know, but I do say in the taping, like, just so you guys know, like, this is the real title, so the real ones will know.
So it'll be there
that's cool.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be like one of those songs where it's like has a different title, but everyone knows it as one thing, so they have to put it in brackets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven album, right? I mean, most people still don't know what the hell that album was called. So it was called So-So. Sophie, what do you know what the title is? Or are you just, nobody's come up with a title yet for it?
I mean, I got a few backup ones, but none
Okay.
are as catchy, question mark.
You want to go with catchy there?
Yeah,
That is awesome. So
I'm
we're looking
doing
forward.
roast battles again next week, or no, it's the first week of October too.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, there's a new show called Roast Battles Canada too, and we're filming season 2 for that in
Oh,
October.
nice.
12th.
Oh,
It's
nice.
coming up. Yeah,
Did you say we or you?
I mean, I'm in it.
Not me.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Mace only likes compliments.
Yeah, don't do roasts.
That is awesome. Well, it's good. You guys are busy, a dynamic couple. I know you're getting ready. Are we allowed to tell people where you're going?
Sure.
Is
Yeah.
it public knowledge that you're going to leave Canada?
I don't think it's public knowledge, but it's not a secret. It's just no.
You're
You're gonna drop it here.
Heard it here first,
Nobody
kids. They're
cares.
leaving.
Yeah.
They're leaving the comforts of Canada and Mace's mom's basement for the wilds of LA.
Yeah, we're gonna go just try to get COVID quick before that ends.
Quick.
Can you hook a gal up?
Hurry, it's almost over.
Oh yeah. Who says there can't be a fifth wave? Come on, everybody.
Yeah.
Try harder. Well, we're glad to have you before you take off for LA, and we're going to play our little game. As you remember, probably there's 12 random topics in these 12 random envelopes that I stole from my former employer, and and I'm not ashamed to admit it. First topic is for now. You know what? I'm going to break you two up, okay? So we're going to go ladies first. So Sophie gets to go first. It's topic number 4. Sophie, your topic on this Friday at 4:20 is, where do we stand on vaccines?
Ooh,
Ooh.
starting with a bit of a softball question.
Right away.
Actually.
Boom.
Perfect.
Boom,
Well,
Sophie. You know
so,
what?
yeah.
This is a place to share just personal feelings if you wish.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously it's Trudeau's come, and I'm not going to get it.
That's what he tells the ladies.
You heard
Yeah.
it here first.
Well, this is the thing. It's like I'm fully vaccinated, but I have some people in my life that I'm close to that are, don't want to get it. Just
Wait,
kidding,
what?
just kidding.
Mace,
I
you don't have
I
it?
have my
No,
2
Mayce
shots
has
of
it. Mayce
Sputnik
has it
V.
too. But I've been trying to, I was like really angry at anti-vaxxers for a long time because I was kind of blaming them for the fact that new variants keep coming out. But honestly, we were talking last night, and it's not even like Canadian unvaccinated people's fault, really. Like most of the new variants have come from other countries that haven't really been given the chance to get vaccinated yet. So it's honestly more the fault of like rich countries not sharing vaccines.
Right.
So I feel a little bit less angry at the anti-vax people in my life suddenly. But I think that the thing is mostly of people that don't want to get it. There's a lot of like reasons floating around, but I think that it's mostly like people just don't want to be told what to do. And
Yeah.
I think that's like the real reason almost always of why people won't get it.
Ego.
It does. I mean, there's certainly times you struggle a little bit. I struggle with the crazy stories, with the crazy stuff that, it's like, if you present to me the reason not to get the vaccine, and it's like a story, like, aliens are going to be able to see me from outer space or whatever. Like, it's just at some point you kind of go, you're just stupid at that point.
Yeah.
But if you have a legitimate reason, and you know what, I don't, I'm not going to dislike anybody or stop being friends with anybody who doesn't want to get a vaccine. That's totally up to you. I believe in that. I will say that, you know what, you're not going to be able to go to some public events and stuff like that. It's the only way to protect the majority of people is if you say, listen, you don't want to be vaccinated, cool, but you don't get to go to the stadium to watch the Ticats game. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's just too dangerous for everybody else, right?
Yeah, totally. And like I was saying to Mace last night that I feel like it's good to not trust the government. Like nobody likes the government, nobody likes authority figures. I think that's the right instinct to have. And like I think the reason people have dug their heels in so much is that now they have like a community of other people that don't trust the government. And so they've made these friends, but I feel like maybe now move on, like just get the vaccine and then just, meet up,
Still be
and
friends,
then,
yeah.
and be like, fuck the government, but just,
Trust me, the
we
government
didn't
will.
say that.
The government will give you other things to hate them for very soon. Very, very
Exactly.
soon.
Like just wait for the next thing.
Mayce Galoni, what about you? What's your vaccination status here on live Facebook TV?
I love it. I got it. I am still fertile, I think. So
It's not Viagra. Relax. You get it hard on?
Yeah, maybe I got the wrong thing. I've been hard for 2 months.
Can confirm.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You're all
love
good.
government medicine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah,
Yeah.
how often does the government give you something for free? Come on, take
And
it
it's like
all. Take it
some people talk about like, oh, I don't want to be a part of a science experiment. I want to be a part of a science experiment. I love science
cool.
experiments. Inject me with anything. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll get superpowers.
Well, the king of
That's a good
injecting
point.
people with stuff, Manolis. What about you?
I mean, I think people should do what they want. I'm okay if they want to die. I'll tell you this though. I think everybody should. The more people that are dead, the less traffic there is. You know what I mean? I really, you keep hearing about people dying, but at the same time, it's like no matter where I go, there's still traffic. So I don't really know how many people are really fucking dying. You know what I mean? So are people dying? Are they not? I believe COVID's real, but I don't know if people are really fucking dying.
Not enough.
Not enough.
As far as you can tell.
I just want
people
enough,
have died.
and just enough people to die that where I can just get to Toronto in 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
That's goal setting, Manolis, and you've never been one to be known for goal setting. That's amazing.
I will tell you, my dad refused they offered he was because he was 93. He was the first one in probably Canada to get offered this fucking vaccine because he's so old, and he refused it. He's told me he didn't want it. So I wish that's one of my regrets that I didn't fight hard with him to try to get him to do it. So I don't know, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's really going to make the difference or not, but I would have liked to see if it did.
Well, that's you know what, that's heartfelt and real, Manolis, and I certainly, we went through that with you, that period of time with your dad, and it would be a shame if more and more people end up in a situation where they go, oh wow, I wish.
Yeah, it's my big. I have a lot of guilt
on
on that. I think about that all the time. Like he probably would have. I probably wouldn't be able to talk them into it, but I didn't even try to talk him into it. You know what I'm saying?
No, my dad's weird about this stuff too, and it's not on us. Like
nope.
They're gonna die the way that they lived, not listening to us. You know,
right? Like everybody else. You're right.
Just like we haven't been listening to them for a while.
Yeah.
At least he's not in your way on the way to Value Village, though, Manolis.
Say that again. I didn't hear it.
I said at least he's not in your way on the way to Value Village. At least,
yeah, that's true.
Taking up a car lane.
No traffic, buddy.
Yeah,
Patrick Coppolino, I'm going to put a spin on this because we've beaten the question to death anyway. So, just talk to me a little bit about the restrictions we have in place at Levity and how that has impacted you guys and the staff. Because I'm sure, have you run into some issues where people are like, I want to come in, whatever, that kind of thing?
Listen, I like that even the questions about COVID have variants. It changed by the time it got to me. I didn't get to. I was prepared for the first question. Well, here's the thing. At Levity, we haven't had to deal with anything because the vaccine passports haven't started till the 22nd, right?
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
So this is like the last.
Started.
Oh yeah, but this is like the last week. Like even with some of our friends, like some of the comedians that haven't been vaccinated are now thinking about it because like I don't know what to do. I've told them like I'm not going to be able to let you in here until until either this goes away or you get vaccinated. But that whole thing sucks because I know it's going to be a problem. People are going to, it's already happening, right? In other places that have the passports, the businesses are getting like death threats, like they're getting just hostile people at their doors. People are boycotting them online. Like it's a huge problem, and it's not, you know what I mean? Like we're being forced to impose this. But what doesn't make sense to me, I think it's got to be either all or nothing, because first of all, like a lot of the places like bars and restaurants and stuff have been proven to not be the biggest places where people are getting it, right? Especially restaurants more than like obviously nightclubs are probably more adapt to spreading, but like Levity Comedy Club is in a mall, right? So in that same mall, a group of 6 people can go to the grocery store, like nations together. They can go to retail stores and go shopping together, but those same 6 people can't come sit down and watch a comedy show together in the same building because it's a bar. So like that's
maybe you could apply
it doesn't
for
make
like
sense.
different restrictions for how funny the lineup is. Like if people are not going to be laughing a lot, then it's probably safer.
Yeah.
We booked a dud. It's a dud lineup, man. There's going to be no aerosol in
full
here.
capacity.
Yeah.
Sophie
Eric
Buddle
Johnston's here every weekend.
It is interesting, and I think the biggest point you're making in this variant of a question is that you guys now, you got enough to do, running a bar, serving people, trying to get people to the bar, putting on events, and now you have to police this. And that's going to be super hard on your staff. And then when you run into the bullheaded guy who's like, you got to let me in, it's my right, and all that bullshit, right? So
yeah, exactly.
I feel for you. You people are now moving to the front line, right?
But also there's people that are like, I know people that run other venues in the city that I won't name them, but they're gonna refuse to abide by this. And I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? Because there's like a $65,000 fines. They can take your liquor license, like they can destroy your business, and they just don't care. They're just gonna fight it, which is great. But at the same time, it's a weird situation for people who aren't willing to do that, because it's like if the government doesn't crack down, I don't want to see my friends get the severe punishment. But if they don't, then they make us look even worse for not sticking it to the man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a weird. I don't know what to do. I'm
I
really
think you
not
just
looking
have
forward
to
to
remember
it.
there's multiple demands in this situation, and one of them is anti-vaxxers that are trying to bully businesses into allowing them in.
That's true.
I think now would be an excellent time to highlight the fact that tomorrow night will be your last chance as an unvaxxed person to get into Levity Comedy Club to see Mayce and Sophie perform.
Yes,
true.
come spit in our eyes.
It's the last time you're allowed to.
Yeah. Some kind of COVID tribute show. The fourth
Yay.
wave. We're waving it. But you guys are, in fact, going to play tomorrow night at, you're going to do a set each, right? Warm things up for us, get things going, rocking and rolling at Levity. So make sure you go to levitycomedyclub.com to get your tickets. Get them ahead of time because it will definitely sell out, especially now that we've told everybody Sophie and Mayce are going to be there.
And who's there this weekend on Friday?
We've got Scott Falconbridge.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
sweet.
coming
Scott
back.
fucking Bridge?
Yeah.
Love Scott fucking Bridge. What he's been a guest on our show a bunch of times. Scott's awesome. So you
Yeah,
might
he was
get
on.
your,
He
was
was here
it?
like a week or two ago.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
So get your tickets on at levitycomedyclub.com for Sophie and Mayce on Wednesday night, and then Scott Falconbridge on Patrick.
Yep.
What night's Scott playing?
Friday night.
Friday night, just Friday night.
Just Friday night because
Excellent.
there's a separate event Saturday.
All right, you're watching Friday at 4:20 live on Facebook on this Tuesday afternoon, and we are glad to have you along with us. Mayce Galoni, Sophie Buddle, Manolis, Patrick, myself. Thank you for being here. After that real heavy two heavy topics, right? Norm Macdonald and then vaccines. Let's get to something a little lighter. This topic is for you, Mayce. This is topic number 3, if you're keeping track at home. Drake.
Write that down. Write it
The
down.
topic is Drake.
Pull over if you're in the car. Yeah.
Yes. The topic is Drake. What's the deal? Mayce, go ahead.
Well,
Take it away.
as the expert on hip hop on this panel, I don't like Drake. I've never liked Drake. I feel like I like hip hop. Hip hop actually is my favorite music, but it's like I just feel like it's so whiny. Don't you think Drake is
What's happening
whiny?
here is Drake is my ex-boyfriend. So
And
We can see this going badly. Eh? Wow.
Yeah.
sort of whiny.
yeah, just whiny
Rubs you the wrong way.
and annoying and always texting, and I don't know why.
Funny how Mayce was a little whiny about how he doesn't like hip hop that's whiny. Mayce, it's interesting because so my point is, and the question, I didn't word the question very well, but my point is this: it is very hard if you take 10 random people to get them to name you one Drake song. I mean, I couldn't name a Drake song. Can you name a Drake song?
Can I name a Drake?
Yeah.
No, I cannot name a Drake.
Sophie, he used to date him. Can you name a Drake song?
Can you call me? Are you calling? Is that how it goes?
Song. Something like that. I don't know.
Manolis is busy looking up a Drake song title right now for us. No, but this guy has sold billions of records. Like the guy is a mega star. I'm not going to take any of that away from him. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
But did you
Who the
see the
hell's-
cover art for his new album as well? It's just emojis.
Well,
It is.
it's all pregnant women.
Yeah, but
emoji.
it's just all emojis. It's just
well, so the
20
cover.
literally he paid like $10 million for art that the guy texted him.
Yeah, he's like, how about this?
Yeah.
The-
He's
the-
like sick.
the artist,
Perfect.
the artist that
I'll
made that
e-transfer you.
cover, the artist that made that cover is actually very controversial and I forget the guy's name, but he hasn't been around in a while. But he used to get endangered animals and preserve them in resin, and that was like his big. Like people hated it. Like he used to tour around with
What?
these endangered animals that were like fully in like resin boxes. So you
That's
could see.
crazy.
But I think that he would like kill the animals in order to do that.
Okay.
And then
So you
obviously,
taxidermy them?
it's sort of, yeah. And so that's the same artist that did this like emoji cover thing. And it's also given people quite a strong reaction. So I think this artist might actually be interesting.
Yeah, that's insane. I didn't know that. Like, did he also get 20 pregnant women and encase them in resin? And then as
That's how the Drake cover art came to be.
yeah.
Manoli, you have any strong feelings about Drizzy?
Yeah. Well, I will
Manolis
tell
stole
you.
that name.
I will tell you. I know he He loves chicks. I know someone's. I know someone. I'm like 1 degrees of separation to like I knowing a girl that he DM'd. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
it's like he's like, and then you're like,
Available.
like yeah, like hey, just saying hey, what's up? I'm like I'm like that was that easy for me to know one person in particular. Like that means
Right.
you're talking to everyone. But I actually have a Drake story. This is I don't know if you can see this. Can you read that by chance?
Yeah. Hello, Manolis. Thanks again for all the stuff. I actually used the Larry Graham on this interview. Doot, do.
That's Nardwar. An email from
Oh,
Nardwar.
cool.
So Larry Graham is Drake's uncle. So yeah, so I saw an interview that he did with Nardwar interviewed Drake, and then they did a part 2 later. They did another interview with Drake, but when they did the first one, Nardwar gave him a Larry Graham album, and Drake talked about, oh, this is my uncle, and I'm like, I'm watching this interview, I'm going, I have a Larry Graham album, right?
What?
Yeah, I have one. I have tons of albums, and I'm like, fuck, I recognize that face, and I found it, so I gave it to Nardwar the last time I was in Vancouver, and
Wow.
but he wasn't in the office because he was actually he had a heart attack and he was dealing with his heart issues. So I just left it there. But then I saw the part 2 because he emailed it to me, and Drake. So he gets to my album that I gave him, and he talks. So he talks about it for like 20 seconds, and then they're about to move on to something else. He goes, actually, one more thing, and he talks about that album for another like 2 minutes, and it was like probably the most interesting part of the whole interview because he was explaining how he got a song from that album that was actually inspired him to write a song on the last album. Like it was this really
That's
cool
so
moment.
sweet.
And then I also, which I know didn't work, I threw like a Manolis CD in the fucking Drake Larry Graham album. So I had a plan, but I'm pretty sure he didn't get it. But I have actually, I can like actually, if I ever met the fucking guy, I can actually say I gave you that Larry Graham album.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What
So-
kind of music does he make?
It's like R&B, like kind of like cheesy fucking, I don't know, like funky.
Like Barry White kind of.
Yeah, Barry
how you
White.
doing?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah,
Make
I
out
won't
music?
make love to you.
Yeah, I would say make out music. It's actually I've listened to some of it. It's pretty good actually. I like it better than fucking Drake. I'll tell you that. If I was you, I would listen to Larry Graham before I listen to Drake.
And just out of nowhere, after that entire story, Manolis finally answers the question. I don't fucking like Drake.
I don't know. There's this amazing song. So Drake did a song with Beyonce. It's called Mine, and it's okay. But Third Eye Blind, the rock band, covers fucking the song, and it's 10 times better than the original. It's like so interesting when you hear the two songs back to back. You're like, they kind of stole the song and made it theirs. Oh, Donnie Coy's on the phone.
Oh, jeez.
Should I bring it? Should I answer it?
Yeah,
He's going to
answer
talk
it.
about. He wants to talk about Norm Macdonald.
Oh yeah.
Donnie? Hi, what's wrong?
Haven't you heard the news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
McDonald died.
Yeah, I know. That's. Are you sad?
Oh man, yeah. I was so close with him. Well, you remember he sent that thing. Nobody, tweeted it out about my hat. Donnie Coy.
Yeah. I know. It's tough times, dude. I'm really sorry for your loss.
Shocked. I didn't even know he was sick.
Yeah,
I heard how he died. Whether it was
cancer.
or-
Cancer.
Was it cancer?
Cancer.
He had cancer. That's one of the reasons he stopped doing
Smoking.
comedy. What's the matter?
Oh, did you stop smoking, you mean, or stop doing comedy?
No, he stopped doing comedy, and everybody thought it was just an excuse to get away from wrestling, but no, he actually had cancer. But they caught it quick enough.
Oh, yeah, he had cancer years ago before he went to the States.
Yeah. Then he moved to New York. Yeah.
Holy shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then he got his big break is he got Saturday Night Live,
Right.
and then he was set for life. And then of course Letterman champion. He was Letterman's favorite stand-up.
Right.
Favorite interview too.
Right. Oh, yeah. It makes no sense. I constantly every time someone like that dies, I'm like, and Donnie Coy is still alive.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But if somebody gave me, I'd go. I've had a great life. Norm Macdonald right now still is in the highlight of his career. I mean, he's a superstar. Take me. Nobody's gonna miss. Few people will miss me.
Aw.
It's not like I'm still performing. He was until he got sick, I guess. But he was still doing Conan. He was still active. He was doing all the roasts. He was still working Vegas. And
Tell Donnie we'd miss him, man.
Yeah,
he had that podcast that was highly successful. And it all makes sense now why it just all of a sudden everything just started to go away. It's probably when he realized he was getting sick again.
I'm doing the podcast right now. Yeah, I think they want to say hi to you. Go ahead, Mike.
Donnie Coy, it's Mike Neighbors. How are you, brother?
Can you hear him?
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
He said hey. Anyways, I'm on the podcast right now with Mayce.
I won't keep you. Just give him my best and tell him say a prayer for Norm for me tonight.
I will. I think there's a radio station I got to call you after that wants to talk to you tomorrow about Norm.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll call you. I'm done.
Yeah, call me tomorrow.
I'll call you when I'm done the show today.
Okay. Oh yeah, even better. Okay, thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Right from Donnie Coy, who knew Norm better than all of us, and he's obviously crushed at the news, Manolis, and Donnie. I mean, Donnie was instrumental in so many of these comedians' careers in their early days,
Right.
And the interesting thing to me always is that Donnie never let go of them after they left him, after
Right.
they'd been through his tutelage. He hung on. I mean, you and I were laughing because when Donnie was in the hospital, you FaceTimed Russell Peters in, and
Right.
Russell wanted to talk to him, and it would have been the same way with Norm, man. I mean, he's just Donnie was a kingmaker. So
I went to, all the times I went to Donnie's house, like, just to bring him booze or whatever. He would, there's been a bunch of times where I walked into his apartment and he's watching Norm Macdonald videos on YouTube by himself, laughing hysterically. Like, and he has such a love for him. And he's like, I think he literally, even though they haven't talked in years, but Norm's given him a shout out in the past, but he thinks of him as a son, I think.
would it be fair to say, and I'll throw this open to the whole table, but would it be fair to say that Norm was, one of those sort of, comedians comics, like where comics kind of go, wow, that guy makes me laugh, because a lot of comedians don't laugh at other. It's like, he's a funny guy, but I'm not. But Norm made comedians laugh, right?
I said this before the show. I was like, he's the only comic that could play the back of the room and the front of the room at the same time. Like the audience loved him, but the comics loved them also.
Yeah, we were just saying right before this podcast too that he's he's one of the Mount Rushmore comics. Like if comedians were to make the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, he would, for sure.
It's interesting because playing both the back and the front at the same time has always been Manolis's dream. So I see where you are impressed by that, Manolis. Patrick, after we just brought the show down again, but I'm going to bring it right back up again and say this to you, Patrick. Drake, what's the deal?
He loves Donnie Coy. Drake loves Donnie Coy.
Donnie has a Drake story, doesn't he?
He does have a Drake story, actually.
Does he?
What?
Yeah.
He's got more of one than I do.
He says he says his long lost sister's daughter that he got in touch with was getting engaged to Drake, and that he went to his long lost sister's house and met Drake at a party, which I'm 100% sure that is not a true story.
But it's still better than Patrick's.
But that's Patrick's story from,
because his niece was dating Drake, right?
Or than dating to be engaged.
Yeah, that's what according to Don.
According to Donnie, yeah.
Sometimes the story needs a lie to be a bit better.
Right. He's I can tell when Donnie's telling the truth and when he's like fibbing, and he's it's when he's telling the truth though. It's like sometimes you're like, what? And you're like that, like can't believe like I'm pretty sure he's like been on a plane too. Like he talked to like what's his name George Carlin. Like he met George Carlin on a plane going to the States or coming from the States or something like that. He talked to him for like a couple hours on the plane. And you could just tell like, oh, this is a true story.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So again, not to lose sight of what we're trying to do here with the show, but Patrick, Drake.
Patrick, why won't you tell us?
You have an impression.
I know.
It's
I
not a
keep
Drake.
it-
I'm not looking for a Drake story. I
Yeah,
want to know what you think of Drake's music. Is it as great as the world seems to believe?
He's gonna book him. I think he's gonna book him.
Yeah. I don't know. He's one of those guys that people either seem to love or hate him, but I don't know. There's some songs I like and there's some that I don't. I don't know. Like Call You on My Cell Phone's one of the greatest songs of all time. I don't but I don't know.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I
I
agree
have-
with Mace though.
I
Sometimes
have,
it gets kind of whiny.
I have two daughters and they're grown up now, but so I was only appreciative of Drake's early work on Degrassi. That's really the only place I really enjoyed anything that Drake has done. So
Yeah.
all right, let's move on to another topic. We don't have a lot of time because you guys we did the whole Donnie Coy tribute. But let's move on to another topic. This one for you, Manoli. And you know what? This one's a little heavy. It's not heavy. Let's not make it heavy. Let's just ask this question. Do you need everyone to love you? Are you that person that needs everyone to love you? Or are you okay with people not loving you as long as you have a lot of love from the few that do? Manolis, are you an everyone needs to love me, or are you okay with not everyone loving you?
I kind of just assume no one loves me, so that's it for.
Everybody
What?
loves you, Manolis.
I know that's nice. It's nice. I
Your
appreciate that.
website is literally
I
I
love
love Manolis.com.
Do you not think that's because I thought it was hilarious? Also, but
Yeah.
I know I do think I know there's a lot of people that love me, and I love them just as much. But I just like there's a for me to want them or expect it. I feel like I feel guilty to want to expect that love.
I've
I'm
never
like,
met anybody who does not specifically love you, Manolis.
thank you. I like I do listen. I know people care about me, and I care. And there's always usually almost everybody that I know will have some sort of story about me that relates to why they like me or love me so much. But I don't. I just feel. I feel. I don't know. I think it's just because I'm Greek and the way I've been raised with so much guilt that I even feel guilty for expecting love. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
that
but
make
that's
sense?
Wrong. That's the wrong way to be. But
Like if I had a girlfriend, like she's like, I love you. It's like, you don't have to say that. It's okay. It's okay.
I just got to quickly jump in and just share this moment because there was this time that we did a podcast together, and Manolis came on the podcast right after masturbating in his ruffled shirt, and oh wait, that's today. Anyway, Sophie, do you need everyone to love you, or are you okay with? I mean, even the provocative title of your comedy special that you wanted suggests to me that you're okay with some people not loving Sophie Buddle. What's the deal there?
yeah, I mean, I've never had most people in any group like me or love me, so that's definitely not a priority for me. Like when I started in Ottawa, like everybody hated me, and then even now that I'm kind of doing better and like maybe slightly more people do like me, there is a growing group of mostly incel-y comics that
Right.
really hate me, which is like that's fine.
Mace.
What's that word mean?
Listen, what
Incelly.
I say on those message boards, that's between me
And the boys.
Yeah.
Well, and incel, Manolis, right? Involuntarily celibate
Okay.
individual. So incel vibe comedians. There does seem to be quite a group forming where I'm a topic of discussion.
Interesting.
Living rent free in their minds. But
I
yeah,
didn't-
no, I don't mind it at all. Like I think it's better to take a stance on stuff,
Yeah.
which will lead to some people not liking you, than to be sort of, try to
just
get
always
everyone
playing to everyone in
love
the
you.
room, right? I mean, you really have
Yeah.
to water everything down to play to everybody in the room.
I think
so.
it's better to take a stance, even if it's the wrong stance.
Right.
I think it's better to play it yourself.
Mace, do you need
Yeah.
everyone to love you?
I don't think so.
No?
I need everyone to love Manolis. That's true. Like if I meet someone that knows Manolis and doesn't love them, I immediately am so
You hate them.
suspicious
You
of
hate
them.
them.
And I can't really think of many times where it's happened. But if they've said anything that's sort of like, oh yeah, I don't know, that person is like written off in my
Dead
mind.
to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mace certainly doesn't need to love everyone. Mace will hate. Mace is full of hate.
I'll hate a little bit. Yeah.
Mace is a hater.
I'm a hater boy, but yeah, I like love. I love to be. It is fun to be loved, but I'm also very comfortable with someone loving me and also being incredibly annoyed by me. I annoy the people I love a lot.
Yeah.
Immensely.
That's
so.
awesome. What keeps things fresh all the time, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Coppolino, are you one of those people who needs to be loved?
I mean, no, I don't know. I don't think. I mean, nobody likes people not liking them. But this is a weird thing, right? Like, at least in this industry, also, like, I don't think anyone gets into stand-up comedy hoping people don't like them.
Right.
But when you say like love, like in terms of actual love, like I have family members that I know don't like me. And that bothers me less than if I find out another comic doesn't like me. I swear to God, like even if it's not a comic I'm close with, but like if I can't think of it, I know why my family members don't like me. I don't know why some people don't like me, and that bothers me more. Like sometimes you hear through the grapevine, like, oh, so and so said this about you. I'm like, what? And it hurts. But they're like, oh, your uncle doesn't want you at his house. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I get it.
You're like, yeah, from all the things I did and said, of course.
Yeah, I gave
Yeah.
his kids so many drugs.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
it's totally understandable.
It-
But
It's kind of fascinating. The question came about, it actually was a discussion I was having with my daughter. And it's funny because sometimes, especially as your kids get older, one of the best things you can do is be totally honest with who you really are, which makes you take a look at who you really are, which can be scary as hell, right? If you don't spend time thinking about who you really are. So, and we were having a conversation and I suffer. This is one of the things that I suffer from, right? That if I meet 10 people and 9 of them love me, all I'm fixated on is why didn't that last guy love me? What the hell was wrong, right? And I really have a problem. I mean, it really is a problem. I can't accept that some people won't like me. Even look at, I'm staring at all the people on the panel thinking, which one of you bastards doesn't love me? But it was an interesting discussion, and I just thought, as people who get up and perform in front of people, being a performer, I think, comes a little bit from wanting to be loved and appreciated and attention paid to you. But as a comic, you are really challenging people, right? I mean, so there's always going to be some friction there. Otherwise, I don't think you're going to be a very effective comic. So I thought it would be interesting to put that question.
yeah, but also I was actually thinking about this recently, like, and I'm sure all of us can relate, especially because of the industry we're in. But like at some point, you'll know when someone's when you're like being quote unquote used, right? Or like you can tell when someone's being kind to you because you can do something for them. You know what I mean? Or like, or they think it benefits them to know you or be your friend, and like that. I'd
Yeah,
rather
you
not
pick up
have
on it,
that.
though. I think that like just from intuition, you can tell who actually
Yeah.
likes you and who's just kind of being a little ass kiss.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd rather not have that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll take the ass kiss every
I
time.
I hate it.
don't care.
I hate it
Pretend
when-
you like me. I don't care.
I don't like when if someone doesn't like me, which I'm fine with, but I just don't like finding out. Then, because if I find out, then I will talk to that person directly.
Yeah. Or if they're nice to your face and you find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've confronted a handful of people about things I've heard them say, and I'm like, explain yourself right now. and I'll turn their like not liking me into being afraid of me. You know, like,
Yeah.
but I honestly, like, you can, and that's the thing in this industry. Like, the one thing I will say, you can talk all the shit you want about anybody, or including me, but make sure I don't find out, because I will talk to you. And there's like, there's 3 comics have no idea that I'm going to talk to them one day.
Oh,
When I
there's a
see
list.
I have a
Name
list.
names.
No, not on there. But I have 3 comics that when I see them, I'm gonna have a conversation with them. They have no idea.
There's a great Megan the Stallion line where she's like something about talking shit, but it's like, but a bitch should have known better than to let me hear it, and that's like the same energy.
My favorite part, and every time I've had to do it, it's like you can see in their eyes are like this, like you think they just saw a ghost. They're like, what the fuck? What do I do now? You know?
Yeah. You're taking control of why they don't like you. Now they don't like you because you're freaking out at them.
Yeah. I'm making them now. I'm gonna really make you not like me.
Yeah.
I tell you, I only wish that the Megan the Stallion line had actually been a Drake line, because that would have wrapped this thing up with a bow beautifully. We're out of time, kids. Can you believe it gone by that fast? Wow. Let's just quickly go around the horn. Sophie, you've got a special. We think it's going to be coming out in the spring. We are looking forward to that. You're going to be performing tomorrow night along with your buddy Mayce there at Levity Comedy Club. Your best buddy, your best pal.
Our friends, only lovers.
And how do people follow you on social media?
Oh, I'm at Sophie Buds on Instagram.
Sophie Buds on Instagram?
Yeah, and Sophie Buddle on Twitter.
Sophie Buddle on Twitter. Mayce Galoni, how we follow you, buddy?
Mayce Galoni at live.ca if you want to send me an email.
This is real email.
Well, I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Damn it. I forgot this is live.
Listen, at most you're going to get 4 emails from the 4 people watching.
Yeah, that's true. No one wants to email me or follow me on social media. But if you are interested, I have a podcast with our good friend Jordan Shearer called Codependent with Mayce and Jordan. So.
Oh yeah, I also do a podcast called Obsessed with Sophie Buddle that Mayce is usually on.
Obsessed with Sophie Buddle is one podcast. What was the other one with you, Mayce?
Jordan.
It's called Codependent with Mayce and Jordan.
Because Codependent with
made
Mayce
it,
and Jordan.
And then it turned out there was another one called Codependent, and then so we added our names
with Mayce and Jordan.
Yeah, we Googled it first, obviously, but then in between the time, another one came out.
Damn it!
We stuck it on the end of it.
Anyway, follow those podcasts. You can check them out on any streaming service, as well as Friday at 4:20. All of our previous episodes are up there. There are now 19,413 of them. So please, got some checking out to do, people. Manoli, what do you got to say for yourself?
My condolences to Norm Macdonald's family and friends. I'm sorry for your loss. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like jerking off. Okay.
If you hang on long enough. I just let that sit there, baby. I love that. Thank you, Manolis. You're the best, buddy. Patrick Coppolino.
What Manolis said, because we should have ended on that one, to be honest. Now
should have
he's like,
also
rest
loved
in peace,
jerking
Norm
off.
Macdonald. Like, condolences to your family. Also, get tickets to Levity Comedy Club.
Norm would approve.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's true.
Wednesday night, it's amateur night, but we're also going to have our friends Mayce and Sophie performing tomorrow night. So please check it out. Get your tickets in advance, levitycomedyclub.com. Get them in advance, though, because it will sell out.
Yeah,
and
it's already half sold.
Friday night, Scott Falconbridge going to kick it at the
Yes.
Levity. So please get tickets for that show. It'll be a hilarious night.
By this weekend, we'll have a ton more tickets available as well. We've got shows booked until the end of November now. So it's going to be good.
Awesome. Yeah.
Can I tell a quick Norm Macdonald story that involves Yuck Yucks on the road?
Dude, how many times have I told you, man? Once I'm in the wrap up, once I get into that, right? It's an energy that I bring to closing the show. Dude. Once I get into that, you're not supposed to interrupt that, man. We've talked about that.
No?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Norm Macdonald's on the road with Stan Thompson. I don't know, out west somewhere. They're in a hotel. Stan Thompson sees, this is when he's working for Yuck Yucks, obviously, sees a tow truck taking a beer truck that broke down away, but the tow truck dropped the front end of the beer truck off the tow truck, and there was definitely front end damage. So Stan Thompson calls the Molson, I guess, and they came back the next day, found out where he was, gave him a bunch of beers for like a bunch of two-fourths for free, saying thanks because there was actual damage. And Norm Macdonald says, "Hey, what do you think? Do you think my buddy Norm, Stan there, would have called you if you guys were a bread truck?"
That's funny.
Yeah,
Great.
Rip Norm Macdonald. Thank you, everybody, for watching our little show here Friday at 4:20. Until we get a chance to talk to you again in 7 days. Have an awesome week.
woo!